complicated. Any idea why you're in a cage?
Yeah. I'm making my house.
We're running out of space to put things, so we're squeezing this into the office. We're in the evening and we've just had a phone call from someone with a cat which has been hit by a car, and so it's on its way to us, and we're making some emergency accommodation. This is my office, look, but this is the only space small enough or big enough to fit it in. Andrea's doing a great job at making the cage. It takes 3 of us to make this cage. It's a bit complicated.
No comment.
This poor little kitten came to us as a sudden emergency. A couple saw him get hit by a car, but he was left, so they immediately got him and brought him to us. We already have so many kittens. We're a bit worried about what we can do with costs, but we've teamed up, as always, with Arkanoa, another amazing sanctuary on the island, and they help us with funds, and we work together to rescue kittens and dogs. So if you haven't already, we're going to have the link below so you can check out theirs and see how we've teamed together.
Sorry, Opus. Alright. Sorry. What a good boy.
Front left leg.
Sorry.
Into the box.
You're alright. Good boy. For your own good, mate.
Okay, Eddie.
Oh, gee.
Here's your injured patient.
Meow. Meow.
Anna and Linda. If they, Good luck, Lucas. You'll be fine. So we sent the poor little kitten straight off to the vets to see what is wrong with his leg, but it's a very obvious clear break. And now we're just waiting to see what we can do to save his leg. And now we have a new species at the Finca. Someone rang us because they rescued these 2 little ferrets. They actually went to buy chickens from someplace, and it turned out to be a really horrible dealer, and these poor ferrets were stuck in a tiny cage in their own pee and poo. So they got them out of there and rang us and said, can you take them? So it was a bit of an emergency. We didn't have any space to put them. But as always, we got good old Will on the case to build a cage. We've just started. We're going to make it much bigger with an outside enclosure. But it's good to start with. They've got the hammocks in there and their little blankets, and they seem pretty happy. Must admit that the girls and me were all a little bit scared to touch them at first, but Will is proving to us that they're actually very friendly. So we're working well with them. Now they're going to need a name. Do you have any ideas what we could name our 2 ferrets? They're both boys. Unfortunately, we had another emergency this week. Poor Cadet is the centre of attention again, and he has a bit of an injury where the vet recommends that he limits his moving for a while. So we made him a makeshift paddock so he could still be close to his friends. He didn't like it if we put him up in the stable. But this stole the field shelter from the other horses. So we had to get the boys in on the weekend, working overtime to get some field shelters up for the others. I'll give you the full story soon of what happened to Cadet once we know a little bit more. But for now, you can enjoy the boys working really hard, trying to get a field shelter up in the superheat. at the end of a long week, we all decided it would be good to do something fun together. It's been a bit of a hectic one with the amount of emergencies. So we all got together and the volunteers convinced Edu that it would be a great idea to live his old life and do us a Zumba class. From his history and background of doing entertainment, it was a lot of fun for him as well. And it was a great team exercise. Don't forget to keep watching Richard. He's in the middle. You've never seen a volunteer or a dancer quite so uncoordinated. We all had a lot of fun and it was really a good way to end the working week. I say the end of a working week, but what I really mean is the start of a working weekend. There's no days off with animals. So some more behind the scenes, what happens at Finca Life. This is our kitchen. Sitting on the floor, on a towel. Do you remember our office? / kitchen / bedroom, it used to be. Now we're ripping it out and we're tiling the floor with our tiling volunteer. And look at the dogs trying to come in. And at the moment we need somewhere to eat, so this is how it goes. But look at this. Looks yummy, right? Pastries, roll out pastry from the bin, rosemary from our garden, cheese from the bin, tomato sauce that he made from tomatoes from the garden. Sustainable living. Yummy.